morning, friends. It is Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. It's cozy season. It is officially here because it is freezing. It's not freezing, but it's really cold outside. 41 degrees it said it feels like, and I believe it. It is so chilly. I pulled out my Uggs as well as my winter jacket earlier this week for soccer, and it looks like I'm going to need them tonight as well when we head out there. Oh my gosh, it's always 10 degrees colder out on the soccer fields. You're out in the open, it's always windy, and so I think for the rest of today, I just want to stay inside and be warm. But I made my coffee and I was kind of kicking myself. Usually I'll put cinnamon on the top. Well, I accidentally grabbed the pumpkin pie spice. Didn't realize it till after the fact. It's not too bad. It's actually okay. But I thought for today I would just bring you on a true day in my life. I don't really have like a huge to-do list by any means, but I definitely have some things that I'd like to get done around the house. And I also want to share with you 2 new recipes that I have been loving. One of them, the first one I'm actually going to show you, is a cozy warm lunch idea. It's super easy, high protein, and this will be my 3rd day in the row of making it. It's that good. So I'm going to show you that. And then I also made this pumpkin pie protein ninja creamy recipe 2 days ago or yesterday, and it was so good. So I actually want to show you how I make that too. I kind of made my own recipe up, and it's a winner for sure. So I lit a candle this morning. I'm actually kind of over this one. It didn't really burn very well. You can see there's 5 wicks. I'm down to 3, and I honestly don't really smell anything from it anymore. So I'm trying to use it up. I mostly just like it for the cozy factor and not the smell at this point. Kind of disappointing for how much you pay for the Hearth and Hand candles, but that one's from last year. So I've just been cleaning up. I actually think I want to try to make my very first fall simmer pot. That'll make the house smell really good. Scratch that, I just remembered I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm gonna eat breakfast. I'm gonna make some, I think, just scrambled eggs with spinach and some toast and call it good. Let's do that. Here's today's breakfast. I have scrambled eggs, spinach. I also add feta cheese in there, and then 2 little baby pieces of sourdough. My husband is actually home right now from work because we're having our pond stocked with more fish. I want to say this might be like the 4th time we've done it. It's just a process to build it up. But yeah, it's way too cold for me to go down there. I'll try to, maybe he'll send me a video or a picture I can add into the video. But that's what they're doing outside. Charlie just looks so sweet right now. He got a haircut, what, 2 days ago? Yes? You're not so fluffy anymore? Oh, he's like, come on, what are you waiting for? You're such a good boy. I think I'll give you an update on Charlie next week. While we are talking all things cozy today, I actually wanted to give you an update on my Bombas Sunday slippers. I took off my slippers so you don't have to look at my feet anymore, but a big thank you to Bombas for sponsoring this video. I always love teaming up with them because I've been a very loyal customer of theirs for many years now. When I make a purchase through them, I know that I'm getting a quality item that is going to last me a very long time. Some might call me a slipper snob, but I cannot do slippers or wear them in the house anyways. They have like the clunky bottom to them. Like I need a nice like thin sole, but I also need that arch support as well. These absolutely deliver it. They also don't make a lot of noise when you're walking through the house. Like they're nice and soft and quiet, and they're just really nice, trust me. A little bit about Bombas though. They were created a little over 10 years ago when they found out that socks were the #1 requested item from homeless shelters. So they sought out with the mission of the one purchased, one donated, which I absolutely love. So for every purchase you make with Bombas, one item gets donated to a local homeless shelter around the United States. They've donated over 100 million items in those 10 plus years in business. I just think that's so neat. So they sell just the most comfortable socks, but you can also find just everyday essentials. So underwear, they have t-shirts. Actually, the shirt I'm wearing underneath this, let me take it off, is from Bombas. This is like their white long sleeve tee. So comfortable. It's just like the perfect weight too. Great for layering. It's layering season. They don't have like those plastic tags that you have to rip off and then you like have a hole in your item. I mean, they definitely know what they're doing, but this first set are the vintage calf socks. I just love the look of these. Aren't they so neat? I love like the double stripe detail. These are the chunky rag socks. I had a hard time picking which color I wanted, but they're in the mushroom, like more beige tone. I can just tell how thick they are by touching them. I wish you could touch my socks with me. Does that sound weird? Probably. But they all have like the seamless toes, which is also really nice. Stay up technology, so they're not gonna fall down on us, which drives me crazy when wearing boots. And then these you can see have the honeycomb arch design, and I cannot wait. Bombas also has a 100% happiness guarantee, so they stand behind their product even if your dog eats a sock. So definitely worth checking out as well. I actually think I'm gonna go with these. I'm holding on to them. I'm so excited to put them on. But I'm going to have a QR code on the screen as well as a link down below in the description box. Click on that link, use my code CrystalTara. That's going to save you 20% off of your first order with Bombas. Perfect time to stock up on all of the cozy season essentials. I'm actually thinking, so today I want to do my very first summer pot. I've actually never done one before. And so before I do that though, I actually think I want to take care of hanging up these curtains that I bought for Madden's room. I don't know, there's something about just leaving the room when I have the oven going or the stove that makes me a little bit nervous when I've never made one before. I'm sure it would be fine, but I just kind of want to get this done with as well. But I ordered these are just like a blackout curtain panel for his room. I think it'll look really nice with his shiplap that we did less than a month ago, I think. He just came in. He says a little over 3,000 fish went into the pond. Perch and bass.
Yeah.
Oh, are you making a lunch?
I'll take some food with me.
Oh. Quick reminder of Madden's room. He actually brought a bed up here for Charlie. He loves Charlie so much. I don't know that he's ever used it in here, but he's hopeful. But that's what that is. But I wanted to just refresh your memory on his room. So we did this black wall. We love it. Like, it was the change that this room needed. And so now I really want to pull this black color over to the window. So that's why we did black panels. And so that's kind of step 2 is hanging those. Step 3 will be a desk, which is going to go right there. But I've had my eye on one. You know how Wayfair, they'll change their prices? Well, it was super cheap one day. It was like a flash deal or something. And I didn't do it. And then ever since, it's been like $70 to over $100 higher. I'm like, I can't do it. I know they're gonna lower it. So I'm holding out still for the lower price. Slowly his room will come together. So the curtain rod I'm going to hang, as well as the panels, both from Amazon. I will link them. The curtain rod is actually the same one I think I've used on every single window in this house, just for consistency, and I really like it. It's a good price. So I'm gonna hang that. Hopefully it won't take me too long since I've done it a few times now. And I'll probably have to steam the curtains, which I'm not looking forward to. That's like the worst part, steaming. just took them out of the package. They're a little bit more satiny. I don't know, they have like a shiny look to them. Not my favorite, but they were so cheap that I think they'll still be okay. We're gonna see. I'm not doing rings, but let's do it this way. I do have rings if I need them, but I'm hoping to not use them in here. The ones I put in our family room were my favorite. Those ones are nice, but they didn't have what I needed. They were sold out in the size and color I wanted. So who knows, maybe down the road I'll change them out. Okay, so the curtains are up. I love how the black goes with this side of the room now. We're pulling that color to this wall. I don't love the material of the curtains. They're not my favorite at all. The rod is fine. I know I love that. The curtains though, they're just too satiny and just not the right vibe I was going for. So they don't drape as nicely as I was hoping. Yeah, slowly but surely things are coming along. I rearranged, it's not how it's staying, but I wanted to get the good like overall picture of what it looked like. Like right here, I like it right here. But while I'm upstairs, a few updates. So we did have family photos a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm just waiting on those so I can order pictures of the kids to go on this accent wall. I'm so excited about that. It seems like we've been waiting forever. And then I did hang the mirror. Remember I talked about in my last vlog that I was thinking about hanging a mirror and committing. Well, I committed and I hung it and it's not going anywhere now. So this Kirkland's mirror was like my first big purchase I made with like my YouTube earnings. And so it's special to me in that, as well as it's pretty. So I don't know, there's some meaning behind it. I just cannot part with it. It's a little bit more farmhousey than probably the rest of the house, but I honestly don't even care. I love it. And I'm so glad that there's something on this big blank wall now. I used to have a bench right here, but I stole that and put it in my bedroom. So I'm kind of going back and forth what I want to do here. I'm leaning towards a console table rather than a bench, only because we have a bench in our library now. So I'm thinking about that. And then I could decorate more like for the kids up here, like not what I use downstairs, but like let's say Halloween. I don't really decorate our house for Halloween, but I could do Halloween decor here. I don't know. Would they even care? I don't know, but I think that would be kind of fun. Now that I posted my fall home tour, I feel like I've like past the finish line. It's almost like completing your semester test. It's like a deep breath. We made it, we did it. And so before we start jumping into Christmas, I have just a couple of weeks where I'm really just trying to dial in on some items around the house, like hanging things up on the walls, like matted curtains. What else? I hung some shelves in the twins' room for their Legos. So little things like that in preparation for the holidays, because once Christmas decorating starts, there's no stopping. But yeah, it feels so good to be done with my fall. I obviously have a lot more I want to add in the future, but we're getting there. It's fun to add new pieces every single year. That's always how I've done it, and more spaces to decorate here, so it takes time. But I'm glad that's done and we can move forward now. Now the Christmas decor preparations are starting to begin. I think next week we'll jump into a little bit more about my Christmas plans. I want to talk about it today. We're not quite there yet. Marking one more item off my fall bucket list, a simmer pot. So the whole intention is to just get our house smelling really good. I have it set on low and I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and see how it goes. But I just followed a super simple recipe. I can link it below. I literally just Googled like easy fall simmer pot and found this one. It is noon though. The time is getting away from me this morning. I feel like those curtains took longer than they needed to, but it's lunchtime. I'm going to be sharing with you the lunch that I've eaten many times this week. It's so good. Oh, hold on a second. I am ashamed that it took me so long to try this because it smells so good. Oh my gosh. So easy. Yeah, that's a winner. Okay, back to lunch. So what I'm doing, you can probably hear with my air fryer going right now. I have two and a half of these going in the air fryer for about 10 minutes. Very good. It's almost gone because I've told you I've been eating this all week. So while that's cooking, I'll show you the rest of this. But main ingredient, cottage cheese. I also use this pasta sauce. I like this roasted garlic one because it's no sugar added and it's pretty low calorie compared to some of the others. It's crazy. So, and then fat-free mozzarella, garlic powder, and Italian. I'll put all the exact measurements that I use in the description box. I've kind of played around with it a little bit. The first one was a little bit too runny, so I made a few adjustments. This little baking dish has been perfect for this meal. It's from Target. I already sprayed it. I don't know if you need to, but I don't want to risk it. But I think, I don't know if they still have it. It's an older one, but I'll link those too. It's been really the perfect size for this. Okay. My cottage cheese. Go. Now I'm going to microwave it for about a minute and a half. The last step is just to cut up your chicken and add it in and probably microwave it for another 30 seconds. So good. This Olipop, the cherry cola, is so good. It's probably my favorite flavor. I don't have this very often, but when I do, I enjoy it. And here's my lunch. I'll probably do a yogurt too. That usually happens. I totally just forgot as I'm sitting here taking my first bites by candlelight. Yesterday I added leftover edamame that I had, so you can add like veggies in here too, because it is the consistency is not as thick as I'd like it to be, so I actually might add my edamame. Totally random, but that's a good way to use up some leftover veggies. I'm gonna do that. I can't believe I almost forgot. Oh no. My husband took them. Never mind. That recipe, by the way, 50 grams of protein, just over 300 calories. I think my calorie tracker said like 314. But yeah, 50 grams of protein. So that should keep me full for a while. And I also tried another recipe. Chia seed pudding. Not for me. I'm actually just cleaning out the fridge here. I'm like, you know what? It's not gonna taste any better if I leave it sitting there a few more days. Yeah, it just wasn't good. I made two. Part of it was the consistency. It just wasn't like sweet enough, which I suppose I could add stuff, but then it kind of defeats, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I think it was mostly the texture of it. Ugh. I was just measuring this rug. It's a 10 by 14, which I was afraid of. It's really hard to find rugs that are larger than that for a good price. I saw one I liked and it was like $6,000. I'm like, no, we're not. No. So I just wanted to know what I was on the hunt for. If you know any miracle rugs that are, oh gosh, they're gonna have to be, this is a 10 by 14. I'd like it to be probably at least 2 feet wider and longer, right? To make it worth it. Otherwise, I mean, I like this rug, it's fine. I just wish it was maybe bigger because I do like having that chair there. Christmas time is a different story, but I was also just replying to your comments on my home tour video, and all the comments I saw anyways said that you liked the gold frame. Guess what I did yesterday? I did not like the gold frame, so I painted it black. So I'm so sorry for those of you that said it looks great. It did not feel like me. I just need to figure out now the art so it actually, you can tell that there's a frame on it. So I actually might work on that this afternoon. It's something with my internet connecting to my phone and the TV. It's just we're having some internet problems, we'll just say. We only can have one provider where we live and they aren't the best. This is the error I get though. Turn on the frame and connect the frame and your smartphone to the same network. We only have one network. What? I don't understand. We're both connected. So, I was hoping it would just miraculously work, but it didn't. I may have not fixed the TV yet, and I'm about to give up, but Christmas just came early for me. This will give you a little bit of a heads up because this package from Michael's just got here. And these are going to sell out super quick if they haven't already online. But if you're looking for red, not cranberry, not burgundy, but red flocked ornaments, they're at Michael's. So I grabbed a few packs of these last year, loved them so much. I went a little bit crazy. I can't remember what the sale was. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to miss out on them this year, so I ordered a bunch. So there's a 8-pack. These are the 2.5 inch, and these are the 3.1 inch in a 6-pack. These are probably my favorite size. These are the ones I got last year. But I thought, you know what? These could be pretty on a smaller tree or bowl filler, like a lantern filler. So many different options. So I'm gonna link both sizes below. If they're still available, now is the time to stock up. Normally $9.99 in the US, but they're pretty much always on sale, I think. I think my sale was 30% off maybe, so it was a great deal for sure. Also, I just noticed, this is kind of random, but the smaller ones, these have like gold for the like hook, and these are silver. Wonder why they did that. We'll make it work though. Doesn't bother me. Where's Macy? Where's Macy? Is she here? Here she comes. I wanted to show you what I wore to pick up the kids from school. So I got my new Uggs out. First time wearing these ones. These are new to me this year, Charlie. Anyways, I bought these during the Nordstrom anniversary sale and I was kind of second guessing them, but I don't have any low ones like this, and I kind of like how the sock is peeking out a little bit. And they have like a fun little detail on them. I love Ugg season. Like, I live in them in the winter especially. You won't see me wear much else. Maybe Sorels, but mostly Uggs. Can I pull off the socks this way? I kind of scrunched them down a little bit. I'm warm. I guess that's all that matters. Charlie, what do you think? He's like, what is this lady doing? Got a scratch? You good? It's not time to eat yet. He's looking at me like, feed me. Hi. Do you want to play? Do you want to go outside and play? Oh, how can I not? No, sit. We got him a new Frisbee a couple weeks ago. He loves it, but the only problem is he doesn't want to return it. Go get it. Oh, got it. doing that left-handed doesn't quite work with the camera. Here's everything you need to make the best pumpkin pie protein ninja creamy you're going to have this season. So what I use is the 0 sugar pudding mix. You can either use vanilla or cheesecake. I just happen to have vanilla, a tablespoon of this, 3/4 cup of the vanilla unsweetened almond milk. I also will use Fairlife, like the fat-free Fairlife, but I do not have any right now. This works just as well. A scoop of protein powder. I just use vanilla protein powder because I didn't buy any special pumpkin ones this year. Pumpkin pie spice, you'll need a teaspoon of this. And then finally, a 1/2 cup of pumpkin, the canned pumpkin. So I'm going to mix everything in here and you will see what it looks like after 24 hours. Here's how it looks about 24 hours later. So now we're just going to spin it up. And then I'm going to do a mix-in setting, and I like to just add some of the Lily's chocolate chips in to finish it off. Time for soccer.